Hey guys, what's up? Eddie Alho here with KissAnalog.com. Hey, today we're going to do a MicroCap tutorial. What do you know? I think it's number 5. We're going to start punching these out a little bit more regular basis because I've got some cool circuits coming up that I think these MicroCap would be perfect to help demonstrate. This one is going to be on the performance, on how you use the performance feature, okay? It's going to be a quick video. These are going to be meant to be quick tutorials, so try not to go on too much. Hey, go download, but I do want to tell you to go download the software if you haven't done so. Even if you don't think you're going to use it, maybe you're trying to use another program, maybe you're a diehard LT fan, for instance. Do yourself a favor and download this. There's a reason it cost $4,700 last year. It's arguably one of the best Spice programs out there, even now. It will be for years, I think. So it's a very mature product, and they've got lots of powerful tools tied to it. The interface is really easy and clean to use. One of the easiest Spice programs I've used. So I've used a bunch of them, and this one's awesome. So go download it and follow these tutorials. Give me ideas, and I apologize. Ask me again if I've missed one of your questions. I think I have. I think I've missed a couple in there, so ask me again, okay? And the Patreons, I'll work with you guys first. I appreciate your support, and if you want to become a patron, you can do it for like as little as $1 a month. And also, there's a thing where you can do oh, I've had somebody ask me about PayPal, so I've put my PayPal, email address down below. That's basically what it is. And anyway, I'll help anybody, everybody that I can, but I'll give those guys something back for, right? It's only right. So anyway, thanks. Appreciate you guys watching, and let's jump in this video, okay? Okay, guys, and this is going to be tutorial number 5, looking at performance values. So let's open up the 64-bit version. It's a nice, helpful thing there. Now what I'm going to do is just look at help. I kind of want to show you how to search for things too to make it easy. Search, and then we're going to look up something that says performance. Okay, I'll take this first circuit. There's 2 of them. Take the first one, and then there we are. Now just to remind you on how to make this larger, you come over by the magnifying glasses up here and hit the one right here to the right, and it auto scales. Now it might be too big for what we want, but now we come to analysis, and I could run this transient analysis. Well, as a matter of fact, I will, just to show you what it does. They're going to come through and they're looking at V out. So they've set this up and the range right there. So it's just one variable. I thought there might be a list of them, but it's just one simple circuit, and that's what it looks like. Okay, the other way to do it, here I'm going to hit the X up here to close that window. Well, before I do that, I want to come down here just to show you, remind you the tabs down here. See the tab here? That's a schematic, and that's the analysis. And just a reminder, I can come up here and hit the side-by-side thing. Click it that way. I can do them top and bottom. So I've got these different options. I'm going to go ahead and close this guy. Come back to analysis. This time I want to come down to probe transient. So it just runs a transient. Now see, this is too big over here, so I'm going to come to the magnifying glass right here off to the right, click it, and it resizes it again. And I'm going to click, okay. So you can see this circuit, there's a step function and there's a LC. So you could have some inductance in, your traces or a cable, and you're going to filter that, and you got a 50 ohm termination, 50 ohm load, okay? So let's see what the input looks like. See, there's a step, okay? And if I look at the output, well, look at all those outputs. So now each one of these is a different capacitor value, okay? Here, let me go back up and show you. Okay, come to limits. and come to stepping, and see they stepped C1, and it went from 1 nano to 4.6 nanofarads. I mean, that's 1 nano, 0.1 nanofarad. I always like to have a 0 in front of a decimal point, right? 0.1 nano to 4.6 nanofarad cap, and step size in 0.5 nano. Okay, so we could change those values if we wanted to. We could add some. We could change the stepping condition to get fewer of these curves, but that's not the point of this one. I just wanted to kind of show you how you get this. Now I'm going to close this. We're going to, since that's a real fast analysis, we'll go back to the first transient that we did before, and what I could have showed you is the stepping function right here. So this stepping window is the same one we saw before, and it comes up with this. Now, see, you got, somebody's put an R1 in here, so you could step R1 too. So there's different things you can step. This one has a no checked right here, so we're not stepping that. But we could have changed the load from 12.5 ohms to 50 ohms and stepped in values of square root of 2. Okay, so we could step that if we want to, but we'll just say no for now. Well, okay, let's go ahead and do it if you want to do that. Okay, now we'll come over and just hit the run button. Wow, that's a bunch of steps, because now we're stepping load plus capacitor value, so that's a bunch of stuff that just happened. But okay, so let's go back to that again, and let's go to limits. No, let's go to stepping, and this time go to R1. Let's turn that off, and C1, we'll leave that on. That says yes, so we'll click that, and we'll get a few less things going on here. I'll hit the green arrow here just to rerun that. Okay, that looks a little bit simpler. Okay, now what I want to show you is if you come up here, you come down here to this performance window. That's the point of this video, is I want to show you performance window, and you come over here to add performance window. Comes up with this window, and you see you have different tabs across here. You got the scope, numerical output, toolbar. You got a bunch, scales, but let's just stick with all that the way it's set. What we're doing is there's only one thing chosen here. We come down here and add another thing that we want to look at, but we're only looking at just a V out. So the peak at Y, a V out. So it's the Y scale, the vertical scale, a V out. So we're just looking at the peak. And this one-on-one is about the grid. And you can look at the help menu. Come down here and search on the help, and it'll come up and explain more of this stuff. But let's just get this. Now look, see this little get function? Let me show you what we're doing right here before I do that other thing. Then I'll come back and show you what this does. Okay, we'll say okay. Now look, now we have this curve. Now if you look down here, you see the C1. So this is the different values of C1. Now if we want to turn on the little dots, for each data point, we could click on that, and that's the different C1s that were in the thing. That's how it was plotted. Okay, so for instance, if I click on that one, that's the value of that one. There's the value of that one, 1.574 nano. And you can see the number there's common, then 7.196, that's the value of that. Okay. So that's one way to chug through those things. So we see our simulation data points. Now what we can come up here to do is, you see this little guy here? If I hover over that, it says next simulation data point, next interpolated data point. So let's just click on this guy, and you see it kind of highlights one. So if I click on it again, it kind of steps through it, and it highlights the numbers. So that's another way just kind of go through those numbers and look at them. So you can kind of see, and then on the left, I guess I thought it was obvious. I guess I should point out this is the peak value. This is the Y, the peak Y, of V out. So this is X across this way and Y up this way. And so Y is V out and it's the peak. So if we come over here and look at this, so you see how each one of these guys peaks up. Now if I hover over this, you can see which capacitor, 4.6 nano. And I hover over the next one, 4.1. If I come down, say that one, 1.1. So if I hover over this one that looks maybe the best, the most square, it's 0.1 nano. So there we go. There's how you can use performance, and you can try to pick a good value capacitor. It turned out in this case the smallest value is maybe the best, most square. And now if we turn that one off, went to resistor values, we could see how those things change. So those are just some of the things you can do with that performance. Okay guys, so I think that was a quick thing on performance, but there's one more thing I wanted to show you, just to show you that you can do more things. There's a window I meant to show you. So let's click on that and probe, come down to the performance again, add performance window. Yeah, I was going to show you the skip button, right? Because what if we want to see something besides just a peak value? So let's see what our options are. If you click on this, here's the peak of the Y. See how that's kind of showing? See this N is equal to 1 right here. So we're choosing this one. But what if we wanted to ignore the overshoot and look at the overall max? Then we could have put number 2 down here. Or if we wanted to see what happens, after all this happens and it rings down and it comes up to this point, we could have put the number 3 up here. And then that way we could have looked at 3 different peak values. Okay. Now, if we had other things to look at besides just one V out, we could click here and there'd be a list. Now, we can click on this guy and you can see this pull down menu. So, I mean, there's a lot of things here. You can, let's say we want to look at the peak valley. Now that's this part. We just want to see how high it overshoots from the square wave. So maybe that's what we wanted to look at. So if we select that, go ahead and say OK. See, now it's put that equation right here. Now we just say apply and say OK. And then we can go back to check on that again, just to see the actual discrete data points. And you can see, here's the voltage right here. This is 9. Well, if I hold that over that, it'll tell me 10.319. Now if I hold this window down here, you can, okay, so I was just looking at this and that's nowhere near 10 volts. So you know what? I think what it's doing is I thought it was going to tell me from here to the square, but you know what? This is such an overshoot that I think it's coming all the way down to here. So it's coming down to this voltage here, which is about 1 point. So we're seeing from here to this undershoot. So I think that's what that's telling us. So it's 10 volts. And the smallest cap, it is 1.46. So that's this guy right here. Now that's interesting because it looks pretty square. So I'm not sure where they're even getting the 1.46 from. You know what? Is that this value right here? That's 0.6 nano. Okay, yep, that's it right there, 600 pico. Over here it says 600 pico, but that is this first one. So this time it's reading from this peak to this peak because it actually had time to flatten out to make a square wave. This big one, it came up here and it dropped all the way down here and never did flatten out. So it went from peak to peak. But yeah, this first 600 nanofarad overshot, undershot, and then leveled off. So it actually gave us this measurement from here to here. So interesting, right? That's a lot easier and faster than doing discrete measurements, or maybe taking, remember this guy up here, vertical tag mode? You come up here, click on that, and you could say, okay, from say the top of this guy right here to the bottom of that one. Well, and I actually put it right inside there's 1.5. So if I came from here to here, well, it grabbed the wrong thing, I think. There we go. Whoops. Well, I think you get what I'm doing. I should get further away from this, right? So, you know what? That jumps down. I don't know why that did that. Maybe it's because I got too many waveforms here and it's grabbing. It's going to try to grab a waveform where it thinks I'm clicking onto, and I think that's what it's doing. But I'll get rid of all those. All right, so I think you see two things that we're doing here. We're stepping a value, and we're looking at the performance so we can see each one of those values. A lot of different ways to attack your simulations, but you can get the idea. That's one way to use performance. Hey guys, so what do you think? That was pretty cool, right? That stepping function is super powerful. The performance function, you can see how those things can work together, and you can make your data easier to read and look at. Really cool. Hey, send me your ideas, questions. If you've asked before and I've missed you, please ask again, and apologize for that. But yeah, ask me again, and patrons, I'll do your stuff first, but I'll try to do everybody's, okay? So give me circuits. I think somebody sent me a circuit one time, and I lost track of that. So if you're still trying to solve that circuit, send that circuit to me again, or just send me an email reminder or text. I forget how you send it to me, but send it to me in the email. That's probably the best way, and I'll look at your circuit and see if I can help out. All right? Okay, hey guys, happy spicing, and we'll see you next time.